Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting, and as you can see, it's Paydirt review time, and today we're going to be reviewing MacDuffys.com. This is his 1 pound Monis Paydirt, or it's Monis. I'm not really sure how you pronounce that. I'm going to guess it's Monis, maybe Monis. But this is 1 pound bag. It's got no guaranteed gold in it, and it's wet. So it's extremely damp. So I'm going to go dry this out, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that before I do. So let's weigh it up just to see if it is a pound. It does come double wrapped, but this is probably like the cheapest bag you could possibly double wrap something in. But I guess if something did spill, it might catch it. So let's weigh it up. 1 pound guaranteed. 1.28 ounces. So it does weigh over the pound. Does come double bagged, as you can see in that. It does come with a little flyer advertising they do trips where you can go up there and mine with them, or they show you around and you get prospecting and all that. And let's get to the description. So here's the description for their Paydirt. Our Paydirt goes from the earth into the bags or buckets. We do toss the large rocks into our tailing pile first. You could get nice nuggets, pickers, flakes, and flour, and end up making more in gold value than you paid for your unprocessed Paydirt. Our cost to dig and bag is minimal. So to make sure you are getting a good amount of gold, we add gold. Plus you get the gold that was already in our unprocessed Paydirt. So what is important to you? It's not the amount of dirt you get when you buy the Paydirt, it's the amount of gold you get in the dirt. So obviously everyone wants the gold, and they do add gold. So there's no guaranteed gold, but they do state they add gold, so you're pretty much guaranteed to find gold. This Paydirt is from Porcupine Creek in Alaska, and on the package it does actually ship from Alaska, so it's not one of those sellers that says it's from Alaska and they're shipping to you from Florida. It does actually come from Alaska. Now I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go dry this out, and then we will do some classification. Okay, finished drying it all out. There you go. Nice dry material. And just because I get this question every time this happens, everyone always asks me how I dry out my material. And this is it. So I'm going to really hope my wife doesn't watch this part of the video, but I borrow, without permission, one of her Pyrex dishes. I usually use this pie dish just because it's the one she least frequently uses, so there's less chance if I break it, she'll be upset with me. Just throw the dirt in here, 350 oven, stir it every like 2 or 3 minutes. Usually only takes about 10 minutes. I mean, I don't even let the oven get hot. I just throw it in as soon as I turn it on 350. But every 3 minutes, stir it, and boom, there you go. Now, as always, you are going to have lots of residue on the bag, so when I'm panning out, I will cut this open, run it through the water to get anything that might be in there out. But let's go and classify. Well, I want to weigh this up. I do have this, tear it out with the scale. I don't know. Yeah, you should be able to see that. Just out of curiosity, I don't think it's under a pound now, but yeah, 1.18. So it lost about an ounce of weight just from water. But it did still weigh over the pound. I just really wish it wasn't wet, you know. It's one of my pet peeves. It's not a huge deal really, just because most people don't classify their material. But for me, I am classifying it, and if it's going to come wet, I'd appreciate it if you told me it's going to be wet. And there are some sellers out there that do that. That say, hey, your material is going to be wet, so accept it. And then I do. And then I know, hey, let me try it out, and we'll do that. All right, let's classify this down. Let you listen to some music. all classified down, and as you can see, okay sizes. I mean, obviously there's a little bit less than this, but these other three all pretty about the same amount, and you know, pretty good amounts. I didn't see any gold while classifying it, but again, as always, it's really elusive. It tends to not want to be seen. Now, as you can see, clearly see, this stuff is extremely dusty and silty. So I'm guessing this is really going to foul up my water, but we won't know until I pan it out. So that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go pan this out and come back and show you what gold I find. As you can tell, I forgot the magnet. Every other video, I forget the magnet. I don't know why. One of these days, you know, I need to start keeping a streak track. You know, how many times I can do it in a row, I remember. So as you can see, I've already panned out the +10 and the -10, +20, but that usually doesn't have a need for a magnet, so not really that much. I mean, there's a little bit. I mean, the material itself looks really dark, but there's really not much magnetite in this, so yeah, very little. I mean, this is very little, and you can't even really tell it. This material is really dark, so. Well, that was it. Magnet won this episode. Next time I'll try to defeat it. Alright, I'm going to go back to panning, and I will be right back and show you my results. Alright, finished panning everything out. Let's get right to it. First, let me say, it wasn't as silty as I thought it was. -20, there's a little bit, -40 a little bit, but really not as bad as it made it look. But again, which seems to be a constant theme with some of my Paydirts lately, it had a ton of floaters, a ton of organics, a lot in it. I kind of guessed it would because it says it's from a river, and generally rivers have lots of organics in it. So wasn't a huge surprise, but it does suck. Now, +10. Nothing. Found no gold in the +10. I was really hoping to find a little bit at the price I paid for this, but oh well. -10, +20, I did find gold. Probably about 40 pieces. So pretty good. But not a ton. Not a lot of it in there. And then I got to the -20, +40 and found even more gold, but not much. Not much. About 20 pieces. So not going so good for me. Then I got to the -40. And I found even more gold. And I left it in the tray because I'm tired of always trying to get from my tray into there. I don't even know if you'll be able to see this. But there are 4 tiny little pieces in there. That's it. 4 tiny pieces of flour gold. So let's weigh this up, see what we get. You probably won't need to listen to any music because there's not that much gold here, so I don't think it's going to take that long to get it into a pan, unless I really mess up and spill it. Now I'm not going to weigh up the -40 by itself. 4 pieces is not going to weigh anything, so there's no real reason to do that. All I'm going to weigh up is the 2 that I recovered actual gold in, or any substantial gold in. Weighable amount of gold in it, whatever you want to call it. So let's do this one first. Zoom you in. This is the -10 +20. .428. Now for the -20 +40. .0.071 or 0.0 somewhere on there. Shouldn't have started picking stuff up. There we go. 0.070. That's where it's going to settle at. Let's add in the rest of the gold just to see a total. And we'll add this little bit to it. Make sure those 4 little pieces get in there. Those 4 little pieces. I was hoping to get it ½ gram, but we didn't get there. 0.497. Oh, well, if I bump the table, it goes up to ½ gram. 0.497. We're going to call it that. All right, finished. I shouldn't have bumped the table. 0.495. Calling it. That's it. That's it. 0.495. Calling it. I'm going to go do my review and my ROI and be right back. All right. Finished writing my review and tabulating my ROI. So let's get into it. Again, this is from MacDuffys.com. It says 1 pound Monis Paydirt. There was no guaranteed gold, but he did guarantee gold because they added. But there's no guaranteed amount. The cost was $64. Shipping was free, so total cost right here, 64 bucks. Now my gold recovered was 0.495 grams. Gold spot as of today is $39.64, which means this gold right here is worth $19.62, which means my ROI is 30.66, and that's pretty bad. My score, 3.1. So fun factor, I'm giving it a 4. Not only was there not a lot of gold, but there really wasn't anything in a lot in all the different classifications. You know, 4 tiny little pieces in the -40. That's probably what was naturally occurring. And then that means he just added the rest, and he didn't add enough. He really didn't. Paydirt description, I'm going to give him a 6. And the worst thing about giving him a 6 on the description is he probably has a really good description somewhere in his site. I love his site. I actually love his site because it reminds me of old sites from the 80s where they're just a jumbled mess and there's no rhyme or reason to where the buttons are or how to touch things or where to get to where. So it's funny and interesting to look at his website, but not at the loss of gold. So description's a 6. It might have more information in there, but it's just really too hard to find on his website. So I'm just giving him a 6 for that. For quantity and packaging, I'm giving him a 10 for quantity and a 6 for packaging. You probably would get a little bit extra points on there because he did double bag it, but that bag was pretty cheap and the Paydirt did come wet. So total score for Paydirt quantity and packaging, I'm giving him an 8. For customer and service and shipping, he's getting a 9. The shipping was really, really quick. I mean, it went out the next day. It got in quickly. The problem was it took him a week to reply to my email. So that got knocked down a little bit. 9 total score, customer service and shipping. So total score for MacDuffys 1 pound Monis Paydirt bag. And I know I'm saying that name wrong. Monis or Monis. I know I'm saying it. Everyone's going to leave it in the comments mispronouncing it. But anyway, total score is a 6. And that's just horrible. So, not very good. Well, all right, everybody. It's time for the 24 karat gold plated dime giveaway. And today's winner, I'll give you a second, let me flash up MacDuffy's score, and then I'll come right back and give you the winner. Okay, so for this video's 24 karat gold plated dime giveaway from Miller Prospecting, the winner is Jason Titner, or Tightner, whatever you want to call it, T-I-T-N-E-R. You know who you are. I actually see your messages all the time, so you comment a lot, and you finally won. And there it is. That's your coin. Actually, that might not be the one I send you. I just got a pile of them, so you never know which one you're going to get. But make sure you email me. It'll come up right after this. Email me so I can send this out to you. And thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for subscribing. And if you're not a subscriber, hit the little button down here so you can subscribe and you can win one of these as well. And I also need to do a shout out to one of my newest Patreon members, Michael Johnson. So Michael Johnson, I really appreciate you being a Patreon member. Thanks a lot for joining. And thanks to everyone for watching as always. And happy panning.